Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport on a splendid evening for live plane spotting. Decided to do another one of our pop-up touch-and-go broadcasts to bring you golden hour delights from the heart of the Twin Cities aviation scene. Alex Redding and RJ Bean are going to walk you through until sundown. RJ, it's shaping up to be a really awesome evening. How are you doing? And happy Friday to you.
Yes, happy Friday to you and all of our viewers that are joining us this evening. And a little bit breezy out here today, but that's not going to stop us. And we've got 30 ops today.
So again, if you just missed it, welcome to live plane spotting from Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. Alex Redding with you alongside RJ Bean. Happy Friday as we get underway from the heart of the Twin Cities aviation scene. And, you know, we just decided to jump into the action. It's a bit of a shotgun start for us, but I think that there's no better way to get into the action than just to jump right into it, right? And that's exactly what we're going to do here this evening. How are we doing? How's our week going so far? Ready for the weekend?
American 2140 behind the tug end, right?
Behind the tug, American 21.
So today from Minneapolis St. Paul, we're going to be primarily focused on departures. 30 left is active. It is also seeing arrivals too, so we're going to see quite a few arrivals kind of mixed in with our departures primarily. No mixed flow today. It's condensed down to 2 runways on both the north parallel 30 right and the south parallel, which we are spotting on runway 30 left. So RJ, tonight we've got Air France with the Dreamliner. That's one of the big headlines for our broadcast here in our short time at Minneapolis St. Paul International this evening. We've also got 2 Delta Heavy departures, 162 off to AMS. We've also got our Rome flight that is now in service, minted in full effect, and also with an A330-300 that'll be departing later this evening. And we'll also get a couple of A350s. We'll get an arrival and we'll get a departure. We'll get the departure for sure. That's off to Detroit Metro. It's a domestic flight with the 350, a little hub-hopping trip for the big jet for Delta. And then the arrival from Detroit, I think the flight number is 1303. We may or may not get it just because the arrival time, the scheduled time arrival is actually at 8:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time.
And even though we might not get it on where we're at the south parallel, we'll have our Dublin departure on Aer Lingus, a.k.a. Shamrock. But they usually go out on the north side, although we got lucky on Sunday.
Yeah, and I cannot wait for the Sunday either. It's going to be hot this weekend.
Yep, the extended forecast is the weather is definitely heating up here in the Twin Cities. We'll also have our Iceland Air departure to Reykjavik. Looks like our 162 to Amsterdam might be a little bit delayed. They have a 7:55 scheduled departure, but it's estimated now at 8:12. Of course, we are in the central time zone here in the Twin Cities, so for those that are Eastern time, we are 1 hour behind.
And for those on the West Coast, we're a couple of hours out ahead of you.
Started up 2437, turn to South Marco.
2437 Minneapolis Tower, traffic hold in position, the wind 310
Yep.
from a
Rome
30 left.
departure is currently scheduled for, we'll call it 8:27. That's what flight radar is telling us. Originally scheduled for 8:10, so we'll see what they end up being able to do.
We also got a few departures that are going to be queuing up here for 30 lefts, and we'll see those blast off in front of us, RJ, we have an American Airlines 737-800 that is making its way down there. We also have some other jets, too, if you want to read off who we've got here on that departure party that's about to get ready to rock and roll.
Right, so I was just tracking a flight coming in that's about to touch down, but after they're in, our first departure will be headed to Fort Lauderdale. It will be Delta Flight 1037. So it will be an A321, and then yes, that American
Delta 478
is right behind them. They will be headed to Charlotte. So the flight that has just touched down just has come in from Kansas City. That's Delta Airlines Flight 1302. It's a 717.
1324, Minneapolis ground, push approved, runway 0 left.
Push approved, 3 left, 1324.
574.
2 Detroit Delta, contact ground point center.
And folks, if you're a fan of the Delta 717s, we see a lot of them here at the Twin Cities' second busiest Delta hub. And I've had the privilege myself of flying aboard such an incredible narrow-body jet.
Left 280, left clear for takeoff.
Love the 717s.
1302, Minneapolis.
Got an E175 rocking and rolling north side on runway 30 right.
Headed to Winnipeg. SkyWest 3823.
1302, monitor ground point 8 today.
Ground point 8, we'll see you, Delta.
All right, on the takeoff roll now on 30 left is now our flight headed to Fort Lauderdale.
Turn left hand of 260 and contact departure.
260, and over departure, Delta 1037,
4 heavy, Minneapolis ground.
40 Minneapolis Tower traffic 4 mile final, needs you ready. Runway 30 left, wait.
9.30 left, Nick, 2140.
All right, about to touch down on 30 left is Delta 2437 from Spokane. 737-9
Minneapolis Tower traffic
ER.
position. The wind is 30013, gust 21. Runway 30 left, clear to land. Detroit Delta, contact ground point center.
Delta 2437.
This is Delta 2962 departing on the north parallel, runway 30 right off to Ronald Reagan National Airport, airport code DCA.
2140, flag runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, got 30 left.
Ground, slide to your left, we're in Charlie. And Charlie, pop it to the gate.
Slide to the left, Charlie. Charlie, pop to the gate, Delta 2437.
2437, monitor ground point 8 today.
Ground point, Delta 2437.
All right, next up, we've got American Airlines taking position on 30 left, now departing Minneapolis, St. Paul.
American Flight 2140 headed to Charlotte.
574, runway 30 left, taxi via Charlie 5, Charlie Alpha, short of Alpha 7, behind us, 37 on Charlie.
Gust 4139, Minneapolis Tower, wind 30013, gust 21, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Clear left, clear to land, gust 4139. 574. Minneapolis Tower traffic 4 mile funnel, runway 30 left, flat and wait. 30 left, flat and wait, Tower 3791.
American 2140, turn left heading 260 and contact departure, good day.
260, over departure, American 2140, we'll see ya. Delta 574, can we take?
And this is Delta 478 that has just
20
touched down from New Orleans, an A320, so former Red Tail, she gets a salute.
Delta 2268, Minneapolis ground, push approach 30 left.
Okay, no delete chart, please.
2268, Minneapolis ground, push approved 30 left.
2 mile final, flag runway heading for now. Runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Flag runway heading, 30 left, clear for takeoff, 374.
Okay.
Box 5.
478, that gate's about to push. Turn left Bravo, then runway 4, hold short Charlie 6.
Left on Bravo, 4, short Charlie 6, on the 478.
574 behind the Airbus, they're going to join Bravo in front of you.
Crash behind the Airbus, Delta 9.
Tug 4 heavy, hold short at Alpha 5.
Hold short at Alpha 5, Super Tag 4, okay.
And off in the distance, we got Shamrock. It's our Aer Lingus A321XLR.
Nope, couple photo bobs there. And just after rotating, we have SkyWest 3791 at Oklahoma City. Embraer 175 LR.
Press up Bravo heavy downfield, will be short gear intersection now. 7, hold short, runway 30 left.
Up 7, hold short, 30 left, Delta 574.
2122 Minneapolis ground, push your discretion 30 left.
Push our discretion for 30 left, Delta 2122.
21, turn left lane 260, contact departure, get in.
Left 260, contact departure, Sky 3791. Ground Delta 1324, ready taxi with Quebec.
1324, runway 30 left, start via Delta short of Bravo.
Delta short of Bravo, 30 left, Delta 13.
This is an arrival from Omaha, operated by SkyWest.
55 on the visual,
Flight
30 left.
3809, a
50
CRJ 900 LR.
Runway 30 left, clear line.
30 left, clear to land, Delta 1555.
3809, contact ground on point niner.
And some three-letter airport codes are pretty easy to figure out. In the case of Omaha, it's OMA.
Delta 9 Minneapolis ground, taxi via Charlie Papa, monitor ground 28.
Papa, monitor ground
1324, taxi Delta. Actually just Delta now and hold short, runway 30 left.
Delta, hold short of 30 left, 1324.
1324, monitor tower now 126.7, good day.
Monitor tower, good day, Delta 1324.
Get Stahlberg saying, hi, Alex, at MSP Airport live from the great state of Missouri. Good evening to you from Minnesota. Kit, thank you for tuning in.
Drop rope flight 268, we'll come back off the
2268, runway 30 left, via Delta and hold short of Bravo.
Delta short of Bravo for 30 left.
Good evening, Delta 9, 1430 left.
Can you via Alpha to the gate?
The 4, Mail Star Company's 4 out at Alpha 7, crossing 30 left, join whiskey.
Delta 7, clear.
Good evening, Zachary, saying hello from Lake Elmo, Minnesota.
4139,
Woo!
Delta
It's
Charlie,
north of
ground
St.
point
Paul.
That's my territory.
Yeah.
Kind of.
1324.
I won't-
To our broadcast this evening.
I won't get specific, but
whiskey.
pretty close.
Right.
Delta 1324.
Delta 14, Mail Star 4 National Company, winds 30010, running 30 left, clear to land. Land 30 left, Delta 914.
Yeah, Lake Elmo has a nice little airport out there.
2977 Minneapolis ground. There's going to be a heavy passenger tail going into gate Fox 12. Push your discretion, reference that, 3 right.
Alright, give way to the inbound speed, push at our discretion. Expect
Another Zachary tuning in. Thank you very much for watching some incredible evening plane spotting from the Twin Cities of Minneapolis and St. Paul. Zachary says, I agree, any former Northwest tail gets a salute. I remember when Northwest flew the DC-10 to Honolulu, Frankfurt, Amsterdam, and LGW. You bet, Hunter. Hunter Allens came to say hello while we were setting up. Big fan of the show. I want to give a big shout out to Hunter, as well as all of our MSP Airport Live fans that have come out to say hello in the past, even today. So for folks wondering how long are we going to be rocking the airwaves, well, we're going to be on until about maybe 8:30, 8:40 or so.
Days are getting longer.
226 here, just waiting for this heavy to your left, so I'll call you back here in a second.
Alright, Roger, Delta 2268.
3847, Minneapolis, ground, push approved, 30 right. 2930.
Purposes are released with
All right, just touching down from Grand Rapids is Delta
You're in the air, I guess.
1555. It's another 717. That was an hour and 11-minute flight.
So 1555, return to runway 4 if you have it, ground's on point enter.
Three-letter airport code for Grand Rapids is GRR.
Little known fun fact about Grand Rapids Airport is that they have a phenomenal viewing area, actually.
But this segment 91 Central Alpha, that from a west for more information, contact flight service.
Delta 1555 on. Touch draft back to segment 91 Central available on flight service frequencies. Tower, good afternoon, Delta 2009, visual runway 30 left. 2709 Minneapolis Tower, good evening. Company's on a mile final, traffic hold in position. Winds 3.
Got a couple departures making their way to runway 30 left for Delta. We got Delta 574 off to SMF. That's the airport code for Sacramento, California, the capital of the Golden State. And then we've got Delta 1324 trailing it outbound to Chicago O'Hare.
And before they depart, we have Delta 914 arriving from LAX, which is Los Angeles. That's a 757-300 former Northwest equipment. So it's salute to ship number 587 NW. The registration numbers are different. Registration or ship.
Runway 30 left, taxi via Alpha.
Runway 30 left, taxi via Alpha. Delta 7130.
That I don't know.
Enter reach Charlie ground on point 9. Charlie ground point 9, Delta 940.
Good to see the 757-300s getting a workout between Minneapolis and the City of Angels in Southern California at LAX.
Clear for takeoff. Good takeoff 30 left, Delta 571. 14 Charlie, park in, Fox 8.
914 Minneapolis ground, Fox 2 is pushing back, so taxi.
And that's our flight to Sacramento, also headed to California.
It's our discretion, we'll let you know, Delta 940.
And they are now on the roll.
2297.
Headed this way, departing runway 30 left.
Delta 2297, runway 30 left, taxi Quebec.
And operating this flight to Sacramento tonight is a 73-9ER.
504, about 5 from Narco, visual 30 left. Dispatcher 4 Minneapolis Tower, 8 in the trail 75, traffic may hold in position, and 300 at 12, gust 20, and 30 left, cleared land. Clear left, cleared land, record 504. Fox 8, wait for Fox 8. Taking it on, right through. Stay up for Delta 2107, we like to push south for into surface.
2107, roger, wait for Fox 8, caution for Fox 2, then push your discretion.
Fox 8 park, 9260, contact departures, yep.
9260 departure, Delta 534, good day.
1555.
Oh, we've
into
got
the gate
another
on
pencil
321
on
off
short
departure.
final.
Into the gate behind the
Coming in
321,
from
Delta.
Phoenix is Delta 2709.
Ground,
Further by
3847.
757-200.
Go 3847, runway 3
Flight
right,
time has
taxi
been
via
about
Papa.
2 hours and 47 minutes. This one does not have a former Northwest registration number on it, because there are some that do not. That's
Alpha
part of
information,
Delta's
Romeo,
fleet.
altimeter 2985.
Delta departure Romeo, altimeter is 2985.
So there's our 757 gliding down gracefully.
Coming in over the river.
2951 for a hotel.
Rivers might be up a little bit around here because of the recent rain that we've had as well.
Thanks, traffic's at the marker, runway 30 left, line up and wait.
Just 4301, Minneapolis ground, taxi via Papa.
Channel 605, 11 Alpha 30 left. 605, Memphis Tower, 4.5 to 73, traffic may hold in position, wind 300 at 14, gust 20, and 30 left, clear to land. Clear to land, 30 left, G13, Delta 605. 2709, right on runway 4, ground up 100. Right on runway 4, ground point 9, Delta 2709.
Tower, Delta 2120.
22, right there, hold short 30 left, stand advise ready.
We'll hold short 30 left, Delta 2120.
Push it through, there's traffic deep in the alley, and plant 30 left.
Clear for service 30 left, Delta 2145. Ground, Delta 2709, clear of 30 left on 4.
Chicave.
Box 10. And ground, Delta 2977, taxi.
Delta 2977, runway 30 right. Turn around to face Alpha, and I'll call you back.
Alright, expect 30 right, turn around, face Alpha. And can we get an up-to-date wind check? We're sort of right at the edge.
Show wind 30, Delta 15, gust 20.
Perfect, thanks.
Delta
Gusting to
27,
20 knots,
67,
sustained
level
winds of
gate.
15.
Box 10, roger. They're pushed back, so straight ahead, runway 4, Bravo, full short, Charlie.
Well, we knew it was going to be a little bit gusty today, didn't we, RJ, when we showed up here? We're like, okay, we're in for a little bit of a fun broadcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the wind's pretty much, at the moment, right down the pipe for runway 30 left and runway 30 right.
It's 2607, Minneapolis ground, push approved, 30 right.
Well, it looks like
Ground scale is 4130, clearing 30 right, parking Charlie.
a friend of the show,
2130, Minneapolis
longtime
ground,
close
taxi
friend
via
of mine,
Next be Papa scale is 4.
Nick Lee. He's been on the show a couple times to stop over and say hello. RJ, you know him.
Oh, yeah.
He's leaving at 7:47 tonight, so we're going to have to keep an eye on his flight.
Oh, yes. That the flight to Tampa with that very
2104,
pleasing
Minneapolis
departure
ground.
time.
1324, if you guys are ready.
That's the best departure time around here other than 3:50 p.m. Which ironically is an A350 that departs at that time and charged at 160 heavy for AMS.
There's nothing wrong with this, is there? We just like these iconic numbers that happen to be coordinated with departures and arrivals.
There's everything right with these numbers and the way that I'm crunching them in my head at least.
Yeah, so we're looking at Sun Country Flight 504. They've just touched down from Dallas.
For Charlie to the gate, just left point 9 where you're heading.
Just about a 2-hour flight coming up, and since we always like to get on the subject a little bit to help our viewers, 3-letter airport code for Dallas, DFW, Dallas Fort Worth.
And it's the only aircraft in the Sun Country Airlines fleet that, as you might notice, is missing something. Can you guess what that is?
Yeah.
No winglets.
Delta 2084, visual.
So 813 Sierra Yankee, the only aircraft in the Sun Country fleet that does not sport winglets.
31016, gust 20,
Always a fun plane to catch. It's built for Sterling Airlines.
Oh, we may have just had a Gerald sighting.
Where?
He ran out that way. I know I'm pointing and you're looking through the camera.
Here we go. We got another departure.
Delta,
Oh,
short of
gosh.
5, Delta 2977.
Delta 1324 headed to Chicago. ORD. Where?
145, runway 30 left,
A220.
taxi via Charlie 5. Charlie, short hotel.
Southside Charlie, short of hotel, Delta 2145.
Yeah, Gerald wanted to get a little
2070,
bit
were you
closer to
ready
the
to go?
action than what we're able to do here.
2870, runway 30 left, taxi via Charlie 5, Charlie Alpha.
30 left, Charlie 5, Charlie Alpha, Delta 20.
Gotta keep your head on a swivel. Delta 605 now scooting in from Mexico City.
107, runway 30 left, taxi via Alpha.
Visual of the Alpha, Delta 2107.
2709, taxi Bravo, they're leaving your gate.
Bravo to the gate, Delta 2209.
So 2145, traffic from the left will give way to you.
Traffic from the left gives away, Delta 2145.
And it's being operated today by a former Northwest A319. Registration 369NB.
Salute time.
I think I do them in my sleep now.
Delta 605,
Well, if I don't, I'll hear about it.
Okay, Delta 0.9, Delta 605. And Delta going to G13.
605, Minneapolis ground, taxi via Alpha.
The Alpha G13, Delta 605.
2107, continue Charlie Alpha. Wrong one, Delta 2145, continue Charlie Alpha.
Charlie Alpha, continue Delta 2145.
Next up, Delta 2877 from Denver, Colorado.
Runway 30 left, taxi via Charlie
Now
6,
arriving on
Charlie
30 left.
Short of hotel.
6 Charlie, short of Hotel American Airport.
Delta 2870
It's
on
an
Charlie, hold short of hotel.
A321.
Charlie, hold short of Hotel Delta 2070.
Shamrock 988 for taxi, please.
Rock 988, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa.
30 right, taxi via Papa at Shamrock 988.
Delta 2977, American be turning out your way. Once you do that, Delta short of Quebec. So about 10 more minutes for your flow time.
Copy that. Delta short of Quebec, give it American, Delta 2977.
Well, it wasn't the same as the waves I've been able to get from
Ground
the
9,
two
Delta
UPS flights that have gone by on Mike. Just had a yellow Mack truck go by on the road next to us, and they looked over and saw us, so I gave them a salute, and they
Ground
waved
Delta
back.
2877 on 4 for Fox 13.
Nice.
We'll do it with them too.
We got our wave in for the day.
Yep.
Traffic hold in position, wind 300 at 15, runway 30 left, clear line. 3 left, quick line, Delta 238.
With 07, runway 30 right, taxi Papa.
30 right, via Papa, Delta 607.
And it's looking, the next action on 30 left is going to be an arrival from San Jose. Delta Flight 2084, operated by a former Northwest A320.
22, company 4.5
Registration
out, runway 30 left,
358
final wait.
Northwest.
Not away, Delta 2122.
Check. Wind 300 at 15.
Are starting to get a little bit of a line down there for departures, so
Ground goes 4005, public gate, Charlie 27.
Does 4005, Minneapolis ground, taxi via Papa.
Papa goes 4000.
So 2084, return Charlie 7, ground on 400.
Right, 0.9 Delta 2084.
2122, traffic's 2.5 out, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff, 30 left, Delta 2122.
South 3057 Minneapolis Tower, traffic's 2 miles out, traffic
Delta 2122 going to LAX.
Runway 30 left, clear to land.
30 left, clear to land, Southwest there.
An A321 coming our way.
Turn left lane 260 and contact departure, good day.
Left 260 on departure, see you Delta 2122.
Twenty-two 38, turn right at Charlie and ground on point enter.
Charlie, point 9, Delta 2238.
A little bit of a line there, huh?
Yeah, mini conga line has now materialized.
Clearing at Charlie 4, Fox 3.
And our next departure that's getting ready to go from down there is going to be Delta Flight 2268, headed to Fort Myers. Airport code RSW.
That's Fort Myers.
Operated by a 73-9ER.
Minneapolis ground, push is approved, drop 30 right. Yes, I do, 12395, please.
2395, please.
Contact departure, Sam.
Left 260, departure, Delta 2268.
2931, man. Sorry, bad news for you. Denver is in a ground stop now. Texas straight across.
Oh, brother.
Left, then join whiskey.
Oh, brother.
Straight across and join whiskey, Delta 2931.
931 says update at the top of the hour here, so about 50 minutes.
Just exited.
All right, there's Southwest Flight 3057 coming in from Austin. 2 hours, 17 minutes.
That's 194 minutes. Sorry, traffic on position, winds 300 at 12, running 30 left.
This is an easy one. AUS.
So 3057, Delta to the gauge, monitor point enter.
So, I'm going to switch apps and see,
2297, yeah, sorry, 30 left.
but it might help me see what's going on out in Denver.
2297.
2931 over to point 9.
Let me guess, you're checking weather.
Yes, yeah, there is some weather coming in. I'm guessing it's moving west to east over the mountains, and yeah, there looks like they've got a little bit of a weather issue out there. So it's not a solid line, it's a little bit, you know, spotty, but yeah, there is what looks like it could be a bit of a heavier spot in the vicinity of the
We're
airport
going
out
to figure
there.
out some fuel numbers.
And there's also some down in the Colorado Springs area. So
Hopefully it's not 45 minutes.
hopefully it won't,
We're making some calls now. We'll
the ground stop won't
in your
last too
favor.
long out there.
Thank you.
Anything severe?
Well, there might be, because there is one box that's been highlighted just southwest of Denver. And then, of course, the airport out there is a ways out of downtown, so that could be the problem.
And there goes Shamrock.
Parallel departures.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Delta 2297, turn left lane 260, contact departure, Sam.
Turn 260 to departure, Delta 2297.
Switch over to tower 2390.
I know I came in here on a flight once and it was kind of like that. We were almost side by side with an arrival coming in on the north side. I was on the south here, so
Yeah.
that was fun.
All right. Who wants some more departures on 30 left? Well, certainly if you wanted some, you're going to get some more.
Yep, here comes Delta 2107 headed to Santa Ana, an A220.
2150, runway 30 right via positive false just past your tail. That's 1145, Minneapolis, 30 left, line of weight, traffic, stay out.
Line of weight 30 left, Delta 2149.
Delta 2107, turn left, heading 260, contact departure, get in.
Left turn 260 over departure, Delta 2107, see ya.
All right, another arrival from Sacramento, Delta Flight 2094.
Delta 1605, just outside of Narco.
1605 Minneapolis Tower, traffic in position, wind 31013, or 30 left,
900,
clear
and
to
of
land.
course all the Delta 73-900s are all ERs. So they have the ability to fly
turn right on
further
runway
because they
4,
have
ground
a
up point
bigger
enter.
fuel capacity, extra range.
54 for Fox 60. Whenever they get back to us.
Alright, sounds good. Delta 2094 Mastron, runway 4 to the, sorry, which one do you want to go? Delta 2145, fly runway heading right 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Let's just take off runway
Delta 2870, Mastron 30 left, line of weight, traffic set the marker.
30 left line of weight, Delta 27.
Oh, you know what? They have held the Delta Flight 2931 to Denver here.
Here's 656 Mastron, your push is approved by 30 left
They
for
were
departure.
down
left.
line.
And that's them right there on Taxiway Whiskey.
Yep. So they've put them in a hold here on the ground instead while they wait for everything to clear up in Denver. This is Delta 2145. Headed off to San Diego.
Delta 2145, turn left 260, contact departure. Good evening.
Left turn 260, departure 2145.
Delta 2870, fly runway heading right 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Rotor heading 30 left, 15 off, Delta 27.
It's off to Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we also have American Airlines 2104 that is outbound to Dallas Fort Worth International.
And our flight to Albuquerque is a former Northwest Red Tail, an A320. Registration 351 Northwest.
So that's our flight to Denver. It's going to sit out this ground stop and then hopefully they can get out of here soon.
Contact departure soon.
Left 260, over departure. Have a good one. Delta is 2870.
Delta 1605 from St. Louis Lambert now arriving on runway 30 left ahead of American Airlines out to Dallas. American Airlines jet. It's our departure that we are currently awaiting.
Ground sky left 42, 66, southbound on top up.
Wind 31014, gust 20.
East Felix, sky 42.
30 left, line of way, traffic set to marker. L1605, turn right, cutting right on point 9er.
Right, sounds ground, 605. Ground 1605, clear to Delta for Charlie 14.
1605 maps, Trent, let's take over to your left. 04, fly runway heading, right 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Charlie heading 30 left, so direction. Flying you enter.
Level 2931, is there any chance I can move you just one more time, then we can, if you want to shut down, you can from that spot?
Yep, you can move us.
Let's turn left on Charlie for 2931, left on Charlie, right turn Tango, enter runway 4, and on runway 4, we'll hold short whiskey holes, hang out there.
Alright, left on Charlie, right on Tango, on runway 4, and then hold short of whiskey on runway 4. Right there, Delta 2931.
And I assume you're just going to wait out till the top of the tower.
Yes, that's right.
656, way 3 short left, taxi at Delta Whiskey.
All right, it sounds like our flight that's being held here going to Denver is going to be relocated, and they're going to shut down.
Left 260.
Wait out. They're delayed
2104.
getting to Denver.
Delta 1484 Heavy with our A350 to Detroit Metro. The transponder has come on. It's going to be a little while, though, before they're out of here. They're going to depart closer towards 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So there's our delayed flight to Denver. Denver right now, currently, as of us last hearing, they are in a ground stop. And that's where this aircraft is going. Not necessarily a good situation for them in the sense that they're going to have to sit out and wait until that ground stop is over before they can continue.
Ground out 2057,
So
turn
they're
around
gonna
at Charlie 6 for Fox.
Turn around at Tango, and then they're going to hang out on runway 4.
And then the company's look, I think they're waiting on a crew.
92 with the visual 30.
Iceland Air is also headed this way, too, so we'll get Iceland Air's departure here, hopefully off 30 left.
Cleared to land, runway 30 left, Sun Country 1792.
2262, ground point 9er.
The 2262 over to ground point 9. Ground Delta 262, clear 30 left at Delta.
2260 Command Hello, what's the gate number for you tonight?
14.
E14, rudder Alpha down to the gate, we'll stay.
Alpha to the gate, Delta 2262.
Super 4, after the company 73 passes opposite direction, proceed via Alpha, Delta.
So here we go, folks. Iceland Air 656 returning back to Iceland. That's with our 737 MAX 9.
So Jeff in Mass 1, why the Denver ground stop? There is weather out there in the area, and it is conducive enough to have to stop all inbound and outbound traffic
We'll probably shut down here and wait.
at Denver International. So since the flight from here had not yet departed, they made the decision to obviously put them what I would call it a holding pattern here on the ground instead of up in the air somewhere going around in circles.
Leave enough room for you to spin out of there. And
So with the weather situation being what it is out there, there's no flights departing and then there's no flights arriving.
Ground to 2094.
So they're
What's
just
the
going to have to
94?
wait for
What's
the
the good
weather
word?
to
Okay,
move out of the
we're
area
looking to screw up our gates from
so that
16 to Fox 7.
everything is
So
all safe
solution
out
is
there
now they're gonna
for
put us at Fox 11, but we have to wait
arrivals
for
and
them to
departures.
crew.
Oh, yeah, okay, roger that, yeah, that might be an issue. So yeah, there is somebody sitting behind you. I think they're trying to work on a new gate. Yeah, let me know once the move crew's ready.
So our view of arrivals has now been temporarily obstructed. The jet that is delayed to Denver. So ATC, actually, I think they may have done us a favor here in parking it on 4.
There's 1024 mail, 4.5 trail to 73, winds 310 at 14.
So yeah, look at that. You're going to get a nice side-on look at the 737 900 ER.
Check 4, yes, Alpha Delta Papa.
Registration on this aircraft is November 832 Delta November.
2057, we're going to Fox 9.
And it was delivered new in January 2015. Just over 10 years old since it has been in the skies for the Atlanta-based airline that calls MSP a fortress hub. It'd be Delta.
Could you move up just slice it so they can just swing in there real quick and then the move crew can
Yeah,
get
so
whatever
Jeff
they
and
want
Mass
from there?
1, thank you for tuning in and watching us from the Boston area, and you're very welcome with the information that we helped you out with as to what's currently going on in Denver.
Hold on 1 second. Sun
course,
Country 1940 Trent Charlie, hold
I guess
short,
we can
runway
admit,
30
you know, from time to time, of course, that can happen at any airport. We don't control the weather.
Yeah, 2846.
It happens here at MSP. Of course, it can happen during the winter months if we get a real heavy snowfall where they've got to get the plows out and clear runways.
Pretty please.
Off the donut.
If it's heavy enough, it's
Tell me where you are.
more work to keep up with,
We'll
right?
30 right, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll also say this too. If we controlled the weather, it'd be bright and sunny and 70s like all the time, and that'd be boring. So we got, I think, one more arrival here ahead of our Iceland Air departure back to Reykjavik with a 737 MAX 9. It's a Sun Country flight.
Yep, coming in from Louisville, it's flight 1792. It's a Tide Pod.
And folks, if you're enjoying our broadcast tonight, our little pop-up streams that we call Touch and Go, be sure to like and subscribe, and much appreciated as we do our best to put on a good show here from Minneapolis, St. Paul. We got a lot of fun stuff to catch just kind of throughout the week.
Delta to
And
the gate, which one are you heading to?
Delta and go into Hotel 8.
broadcasting regularly up close with aviation like this. If you like the views, make sure you are subscribed so you get notified when we go live. We go live typically once, now twice a week, as we're trying to increase frequency as time allows, especially during the summer months, RJ, when things get particularly busy.
Oh yeah, it's so nice to be out here when the weather's good. This is perfect for me.
I will second that.
Should 1948, and you can take a Charlie 2 into your gauge, monitor point 9.
Okay, Charlie 2 into the gate, monitor point 9, Sun Country 1948.
Jeff in Mass 1, MSP Airport Live. Hello from Boston.
Sun Country 2, visual, 30 left.
Good to see you, Jeffin.
6 Mass 30 left, line up away, traffic 10 out. What's your 6 star?
Elias Lund celebrating 4 months of MSP Airport Live membership. Elias, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. Elias is another great month. Keep it up, crew. We will certainly do our best. Elias also commenting on our Aer Lingus departure with the double departure that we had earlier. What a shot. Indeed. Even though it's off in the distance, departing on the north parallel, just getting him to, getting to see that right bank as they are in the air and turning towards Dublin. I will always find that spectacular.
Mike, Sierra, November, Lima, cross runway 4 and cross runway 35. We'll see you.
Iceland Air 656 now lining up with runway 30 left for departure, so we'll see our Iceland Air Max 9 here in just a couple minutes, folks.
Close at 51 miles, winds are 31012, and a 30 right, clear to land.
All right, Iceland Air 656 now on the roll for Reykjavik.
Delta 2094, are we clear to Fox 11 from Fox 7?
You got look 24. There's no one behind you. Proceed in. We'll see you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
The push is a boost, and either 30 right or 3 left is available. Let me know.
That's your 65, turn rotating 360.
Right, heading 360, 656. 7.
Go.
Boy, Icy was pretty full tonight.
Yep, they were.
Had a nice long roll before rotation.
Yeah, that coming from the other end down at 30 left happens around the intersection of runway 435. So our flight to Denver that's on hold here, they are literally just sitting right on runway 4. Because with the direction that
Just to the right out of frame. Just
Yeah.
wanted to change the view to kind of keep things a little bit interesting here, RJ, but that's not the first time that I've seen that, though, as interesting as it is to look at.
Yeah.
The last time that I saw an aircraft that used runway 4 for parking, which, by the way, is closed, was actually a JetBlue Embraer E190 back when JetBlue flew to the Twin Cities, and that ended in October of last year. Don't know if we're going to get any more domestic carriers to Minneapolis, St. Paul, but we'll hope for the best. You know what airline I'd love to see here at MSP, especially at T2?
2209 maps, winds 31012, and a 30 left, clear to land.
Clear land 30 left, Delta 22.
Would be a Velo.
Getting towed back, and so they can sneak in right down.
Check marks, kind of.
Well, she'll pop out on the other side. We've got Sun Country 220 from Cincinnati. That is now touchdown in the Tide Pod livery.
Coach 220, Charlie to the gate. Which one you heading to?
Charlie to the gate and Hotel 5, Country 220.
Coach 220, thanks. Charlie 1 or 2, your choice. Monitor point niner.
Alright, we'll do Charlie 1, 2, and then monitor ground point
We have one of our resident rabbits over here, too.
Oh, we're at. Good eye, RJ.
There he is. Chomp chomp. We have a little bit of everything out here.
Yes, we do.
We need Gerald. And we're in the middle of an airfield.
It's Wabbit season.
What's up, Doc?
Yeah.
What's your favorite cartoon character? Do you have one?
Trying to think.
I have one.
Which one?
Taz.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what? Yeah, Yosemite Sam, that's my favorite. Talking about Looney Tunes characters.
This is Delta
I
2751,
like
left on 22,
Taz.
we're
He's
departing.
one cool dude.
751, thanks. Papa to the gate, the monitor point 9. Seven 22 and Papa to the gate, monitor point 9 on the way.
Bye-bye, friend.
Ground United 467, ready for taxi information, Romeo.
467, 30 left. It's going to be a Quebec, Delta, and Alpha.
Quebec, Delta, Alpha, United 467.
Lots of Delta tails over there.
I'd be worried if we didn't have a lot of Delta tails over there. That's the other thing I'll say to that.
Yeah.
2721, Papa to the gate. United will be in Quebec, no factor for you.
Remember back in the day when they were all red.
Targeting Delta 2430 left.
2654, map star, winds 300 at 13, running 30 left, clear to land.
30 left, good land, Delta 24.
Also in the chat, hello to the people tuning in here at the aircraft viewing area. There's actually quite a few people out here today soaking up some fantastic late May weathers. We're now closing out the month of May, as hard as it is for myself to believe. I don't know about you, Bar-J, but it just doesn't feel like May is over yet.
No, it seems like the month just started. And as far as the weather is concerned, it's been a little bit of everything. Because we've already had that one round of weather where we were pushing 80s in some areas, even 90 and hotter. And the last few days, the weather actually has been warmer north of here. But we're also dealing with some smoke that are coming, unfortunately, from fires north of us up in Canada. So...
How are you doing, Daniel?
Turn right
Daniel,
at
one of our
9,
MSP Airport Live members, says hello, Alex.
209, thanks. Showing Alpha cross 22 on the way, just monitor point 9.
So it looks like that ground stop is still in effect at Denver.
There 50, 441 map star, winds 31011, run 3 right, clear to line.
So in order to see what that's all about a little bit more would be
From the
to
right.
go after any type of a weather app
For United 467.
and zoom in on that area, and
Yeah.
that'll show you the storms that are going on out there. And of course, not only you're dealing with that, but of course the mountains will will have an impact as far as what the weather's doing out there. I can attest to that because the last 2 times I have flown, that's where I've gone, and yeah, you know you're close to the Rockies. Gets a little bumpy, but
It does.
but can't control it. You know, there's so much that we deal with that we have no control over. So
Well, you know, a little bit of turbulence isn't too bad. I mean, as long as it doesn't get too extreme. I mean, you know, I actually like a little bit of turbulence. It's fun.
yeah, just listen to the instructions. If you need to take your seat, then you should
Yep.
take your seat and keep your seatbelts fastened. You never know,
Yes.
because that's when something will not happen. And
You're on Delta 2209. Just want
So-
to check in with you on
So, hi everybody, welcome to the broadcast booth here today. I'm Alex, it's RJ over here. So I'll tell you what here, looking forward to this weekend. Tomorrow and Sunday, it's going to get hot. We kind of alluded to it earlier on in the show, but Sunday, it's going to be nice, bright, and sunny. And, well, I'm hoping to be out here along with you guys doing some more live plane spotting. And I'll tell you what, it's, I think, supposed to be in the 80s. So we'll be a little bit toasty out here at the viewing area. But,
bring
Hey.
a cooler with ice.
yeah,
Ice
but the
water.
action of Sunday should be really good with the plane spotting, too, as well.
So stay hydrated.
Yeah, especially. And wear sunscreen, too, because we're in that time of year now.
Yep. Because you never know.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're kind of in a lull right now because we're still waiting on our Denver flight to depart. Once they do get airborne, it's about an hour and 40-minute flight from here. So, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Because they would have left from here to head out there, and if the weather was still creating the effects
Yep.
of generating the ground stop, they would have just been circling somewhere.
Monitor point 9er.
Alpha Beta Cross 22, monitor ground, Delta 2654, good night.
7, the park in F6. Just
One of
off
our viewers
2220 with the outside A does.
is asking me, is RJ named after the regional jet?
Oh, really? Well, I don't think so. There is a scenario in our family as to the names that we ended up with, and RJ is actually my nickname.
Bravo airspace, altimeter 2985.
So there was actually only 2 first names in our family between the 4 of us, with my brother, my dad, my mom, myself. My dad had a thing that he wanted, and my mom would tell him that it would create some issues as we got older, and my dad didn't care. It's what he wanted. He wore 4 stripes. It's what he got. So
Yep.
the letter R refers to what my first name is, and the J is Junior,
Interesting.
because both my mom and I had the same first name,
Oh, wow.
but different middle. And then the same thing between my brother and my dad. Same first name, but different middle.
Very cool.
So we used to go out and do some things with some of our neighbors down there to help sail a sailboat, and he started calling me out with my name and then Junior to help with the commands to sail the boat. And then it got shortened, and then it stuck. And that's it. The rest is history.
Wow. I don't know if you folks may have heard that in the background just a little bit, but if I cough on occasion, it's still kind of getting rid of the crud in my system. I was sick for much of last week.
The cookies helped.
Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way, if I haven't said it already. That was a much-needed pick-me-up, the Sweet Martha's cookies.
Yeah, we almost finished off that bucket, too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you and Eric were going to town on that bucket of cookies.
So,
2932.
Well, I mean, anyone who gets a jar of Sweet Martha's, or big bucket of Sweet Martha's cookies, you better go to town on that thing.
and of course, you know what a lot of people do with them when they go to the fair is they get it at the same time as they get the cookies, or they go over to, there's an actual a building that's kind of across from the Coliseum where you can get milk. So you dip cookies into milk. And you go to this building where you can get the milk. You can get chocolate or you can get white, and you can get a cup. It's $3, and it's all you can drink. So if you're going to go to the fair more than one day, keep the cup. Bring it with you.
Another one of our viewers says that there's a ground stop at Denver because of runway construction. So we don't know the official reason as to why.
I don't. I just thought of
Or whether it's a
something.
combination of different factors, whatever it may be. Hopefully that delay can get sorted out if it's a temporary delay.
Would you like to switch over to 30 rain?
One way to try to figure that out, and I'm starting to work on it, is
2245,
flight
turn left
radar.
at Mike, ground on 20.
And
Yeah, why don't you just pull on the
try
30
to
right pad
find
number
the airport out
5441,
there
and
and
once it opens up, you just proceed in from there.
see what's going on.
Alpha Bank, we just have risk for them.
Tower Delta 2032, 30 left.
For Lima, traffic 12 o'clock, 2.5 miles. We have you inside there, eastbound now, 1,600.
So, RJ, we're going to have a couple notable departures here coming up right around the corner.
FL Sierra traffic holds in position with 31011, right 30 left, clear to land.
And one of which is our Air France 787, which is now pushing back in the frame, as you can see there on the left side of your screen, for Charles de Gaulle in Paris. So while they're pushing back, we're going to do a spotter guide on our 787-9 Dreamliner.
1484 heavy mass.
Consider a common site
for Air France just on for left at a G3
here at MSP Airport.
Approved 30 left.
Push approved, 30 left, Delta 4 head.
All right, here we go, RJ. Here are the stats on the 787-9 Dreamliner. The airlines that fly the type into Minneapolis, St. Paul are KLM and these guys, Air France. Now, Air France has historically flown the 777 as well into Minneapolis, St. Paul, but this year the 787-9 gets the call. These aircraft are impressive. Not quite, but close to 9,000 miles of range, fully loaded. And, of course, they are quiet, too. They have the best-looking wingspan of any jetliner in the business, in my opinion. They're powered by a pair of GE NX-1B engines. It's one of the engine choices for this aircraft that Air France went with. The other option was the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000. Instead, Air France decided to go with the GE NX engine option. And the length, 206 feet 1 inches. This aircraft is no joke. One of the many titans of our skies that lift off into the skies above here at Minneapolis, St. Paul. Great to see the Dreamliner.
Okay, I have found the airport out in Denver on flight radar, and it's a big traffic jam. So
It's a traffic jam. There are flights going now,
So-
according to what RJ you're seeing on flight radar here, and I am too.
So it looks like, you know, there is activity going on out there, but yeah, if they are down runways because of construction, and maybe that combined with possible weather in the area. Oh yeah, it's like going to Disney. Find a line and get in it, and wait your turn and be patient.
467.
Yeah, for whatever the reason,
Traffic's 2.5 out.
or the official
Runway
reason that the
right
ground
30
stop
left,
is for, looks like traffic is starting to move once again, and hopefully things should get significantly less congested. Probably for them comes at a pretty inconvenient time because it occurred during the evening rush.
So I see
Over 5022 maps.
line up and wait for 2 runways for departures out there.
Oh my goodness, we got
Over to Charlie. Use Charlie.
another heavy that's pushing back. Is that 1484 to Detroit, RJ?
All right, so I will,
A350. We could have a couple of heavy departures here in pretty close order between
Delta 2930.
their takeoffs.
right, so I'll change myself back to the action here. Yep, our 1484, our A350 to Detroit has pushed.
United sneaking out of here with a MAX in charge that's going to Houston. It's a MAX 9.
Pitch 57 mile is approved. At a 467, turn left lane 260.
So, yes, our Air France departure has also pushed as well. So we could have
467. 467,
our
260, contact departure, see you guys.
Delta A350, aka to us, Big Sexy, headed to Detroit. And then they will be followed by Air France headed back to Paris.
2932. You can model the tower.
How about that? The Detroit flight.
It'll take you the rest of the way.
You roll on Charlie, please.
Getting out of here in a jiffy.
Charlie point 9 for Delta 2332.
The A350 900, a gorgeous wide-body aircraft. We see a lot of them here at MSP Airport.
Fleet 5 uniform will.
We're going to do another spotter guide on the
Here in 1 minute.
Airbus A350-900 for Delta Airlines. We're seeing a huge uptick in A350 assignments in and out of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and much to the delight of aviation enthusiasts, when you got an aircraft that looks like this, and as big as it is, and as technologically savvy and as safe as it is, and as comfortable as it is. This is the best aircraft that, in my opinion, Airbus has come out with today. This is my favorite Airbus aircraft right here. And we see a ton of them here at MSP Airport. Not quite the range of the 787-9 Dreamliner, but still pretty impressive at over 7,000 miles. These aircraft are significantly longer at 219 feet 2 inches, and they are propelled by a pair of Rolls-Royce engines. Has the Trent XWB as the engine choice. It's the only engine option available for these aircraft to order from Airbus. And we just have the regular Dash 900 variant. The stretched 1000, A350 1000 variant has been in and out of Minneapolis, St. Paul only a handful of times in the past with other airlines, such as Virgin Atlantic. There's even been a Qatar A350 1000 here in the past. Eric Paul, our colleague, was able to catch that years ago when that came in. But it's the Dash 900 that is so common here at MSP Airport, and we can't get enough of them as it is, even though that they're pretty common. And they are quite an incredible plane to watch depart into the skies above with those monster engines. So here we go, 1484 Heavy for Delta off to the Motor City is on the move, and our Air France flight to Paris Charles de Gaulle off in the distance.
Mosquito.
Yep. Air France is now on the move, so we're going to have a couple of heavy departures here coming up in short order.
And our notable Tampa departure, Alex, has been delayed to 8:35. So
It'll be toward the end of our show.
no 747.
A personal friend of mine, he's stopped by to say hello on our show, I think at least a couple of times. My friend Nick is on board that flight, and so we'll hopefully get him departing off to Florida this evening. I'm sure the delay is going to give him some extra time to get situated in the Delta Sky Club and get some food. Get fueled up for his ride aboard the Delta jet he'll be taking tonight.
Yep, Delta 23.
Yeah, he's going to be on an
Delta 23,
A321.
keeping up, Charlie 30 left, fiddle in, wind 310 at 11.
Headed to Tampa, and then from here down, it's about a little under 3 hours.
Mate 46.
Always a little bit shorter going down from here than it is coming back
46,
up.
wind
And
310 at 1, fly, runway
for
heading
those
runway
that don't know,
30 right.
the
Cliff
route
takeoff.
between here and Tampa was originally operated exclusively by Northwest.
So 1484 Heavy, it's our Delta 8350 to Detroit, Michigan. That'll be first in line
I'm good, Delta 1484 Heavy. hold
to
short,
depart. That is if ATC does not send Delta 2932 headed to Raleigh-Durham out ahead of it.
Yeah, they're taxiing down on the other side, opposite
For
the
5489
terminal.
tower, 8 mile south, runway 30 right, line of bullet.
We've also got some north side departures on our north parallel runway picking up 2. But of course, the main thing we're focused on, RJ, as we've just mentioned, those heavies, they're about to get off and about. One to Detroit domestically and the other one to Paris. Flight to Paris, it's our Air France 7879.
489 to right, heading 320, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
And touching down, sneaking in ahead of them is an Endeavor Air
35,
flight from
95,
Louisville, a
sorry, right,
flight
line of void, traffic 7 miles south.
5029, a CRJ 900
Quebec system
LR.
got 4 Central for
So-
Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Lake Michigan, parallel until 0255 Zulu,
There they are.
available flight service. Delta 2046, turn left, heading 260, contact departure, see ya.
And there is our parked 737-900 that is technically outbound to Denver. However, it is holding. And the reason that it is parked on runway 4 for now, it's kind of sitting there, is because Denver wasn't a ground stop, it looked like. They have just opened up a couple of the runways for departures is what it was looking like there on flight radar, and hopefully our Delta jet can get going here pretty soon.
Delta for Alpha 9.
Or 5029 map trans to be Delta pop to your gate. You can monitor ground up.
Flight 7 cleared out of the Bravo to north. There is a helicopter about 2 miles south of Anoka. Free change cruise, see ya. 35, 95, 310 at 10, gust 19er, fly runway heading runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
All right, all of our departures are still being held because we got another arrival coming in
89 to right, heading 360.
from Jacksonville. That's another airport code that's easy, JAX. It's flight 2392, former Northwest Red Tail, A320, registration 338 Northwest, is now on short final, coming over the
Get hung
river.
up a little bit, so once you're approaching altitude, if you still don't have them, just flip
So
it
that
for now.
bluff, as far as we can see off in the distance as they're coming in for touchdown, that is on the other side of the Minnesota River.
It would be in the city of Eagan, Minnesota.
2932, man, runway 30 left, line of void, traffic 12 mile final. 30 left, line of void, 2932.
Then it looks like we will have
position, runway 30 right, clear land, wind 310
possibly a gap in arrivals to get our flight out from Denver. I do see one
95, turn right, heading 60,
a little bit further out coming in on final, but we'll see if they're spaced far enough out to get our flight out to Denver. Or not to Denver, to Detroit. Got my D's mixed up.
I can point 9, take care of Delta 2382.
Delta 2932, 310 at 9er, gust 19er, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
280 heading, clear for takeoff, 30 left, Delta 2932.
Delta 1484 heavy,
They're going
runway
to
30
sneak out
left, line of void,
the
traffic 8 mile final.
Delta flight to Raleigh-Durham. That's flight 2932. A320 former Red Tail, registration 334 Northwest, on the roll.
Position, wind 310 at 9er, runway 30 left, clear land.
Yeah, and our A350
On the move.
instructed to line up and wait.
2871, company traffic is on a 5-mile funnel, runway 30 right, line up wait.
2931, yeah, nothing yet.
Okay, we got to sit down, just if you can, just give us a couple minutes heads up when you want us to move.
Bet.
Yep.
Altimeter 2985.
Current Minneapolis, altimeter 2908.
Going to be following one off the north side, about 40 seconds in position. 340, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
All right, our A350 is lined up and ready to go.
0, contact departure.
260 departure, good night, Delta 2932. 30 left, Delta 162 heavy.
162 heavy. It's our A330 in charge of one of many Amsterdam departures today. So it is cleared to push. We'll be departing on runway 30 left, so we'll have that on the stream later on tonight.
310 at 10. Got the 1484, hell of a turn a couple miles off the end, wind 310 at 10, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
So you get lifted, we're just making the phone call around.
1484, I see you rolling, didn't get the read back, runway heading.
Brakes released. A350 on the move.
3051, we have runway 30, little in, wind 310 at 10.
All right, here she comes. Let's watch and listen.
2871, train heading 360, contact departure, good day.
Start them off and you'll be released.
Heavy, turn right heading 360 and contact departure field.
Hey, Jeff and Mass 1, the flight for the departure that we've just carried headed to Detroit is 1484.
1484, we're in a turn of 360, switching departure, good day.
So on, fair, thanks. South 2313, left Mike, ground 182.
Also, folks, stick around. We've got Air France 635 uniform with a 7879 going to be departing here in just moments to Paris.
G51, let's do Delta and Tango, cross runway 4. You can stay with me to the ramp, and company's crossing downfield. Delta Tango, cross 4. G47, company exits prior to you at Mike, cross runway 30 left, Mike and Tango, see ya.
Cross 30 left, Mike Tango, but G47.
G45, we have runway 30 left, clear to land, caution with turbulence, heavy Dreamliner will hold in position, and start slowing if you would.
45, we'll land 30 left, and we'll bring her back.
You have a door open.
Right at 4 miles, need you ready to go. Runway 30 right, line of point. 75, street traffic holds in position.
How about that?
2931, bay taxi is ready.
2931, runway 30 left, taxi via Whiskey.
We got another
Whiskey,
Bemidji
Tower,
bird.
267, they'll get you right out here.
It's the Swearingen Fairchild Metroliner.
You can, ground 28 still.
See what we got all the way down there.
AKA the
all good.
mosquito.
And ground up 162 at Bird
2733, wind 310 at Niner, turn right heading 320.
Not taxiing quite as fast.
Delta on 127. Ground
Ooh.
up 2243.
Our flight to Denver is moving.
So 2243, runway 30 left, taxi via Alpha. We'll see you.
30 left via Alpha, Delta 2043.
Well, thank goodness.
Now. Just let them join Alpha in front of you. Towers on 26.7. We'll
Uniform heavy, Minneapolis Tower, runway 30 left, line void, traffic 6 mile funnel.
Would not be surprised if there was a bunch of hooting and hollering and cheering when the
Correct.
Okay, we'll do that then.
crew aboard the flight deck of that aircraft announced that they are getting out of here.
You'll join Alpha behind this exit.
A lot of movement in that view.
Alright, good way, Sergey.
The arrival has just come in from Rapid City, operated by SkyWest, flight 3851. And in the background was Delta 162 Heavy taxiing for takeoff to Amsterdam.
Oh, the feeder coming in on the north side. It's our ATR.
Thanks. Air France 635 uniform heavy, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading, clear for takeoff, 30 left, 635 uniform heading.
All right, be on the lookout for our Air France.
Get that first. Also, Delta 162 to Amsterdam. And also, we got to pay attention. We've got our FedEx feeder. It's an ATR. I think it's an ATR 42 tonight for Mountain Air Cargo, arriving from upstate here in Minnesota, coming down to the big airport to take on some packages and mail and what have you for folks up in that part of our great state. All right, here's Air France on the move. Let's watch and listen.
Towered up. 162 heavy, just gonna enable that time restriction.
Total 162 on your Roger.
They were heavy too.
Uniform heavy, turn right heading 360, contact departure, good day.
Full load headed out to Paris on a Friday night.
35 uniform, good night, sir.
2749 SR, contact turns for the heavy 787, runway 30 left, on foot.
On flight 30 left, Delta 2749.
Route 30 left for departure.
Push 30 left, next Delta 28 heavy.
I know the sound of those turbo prompts anywhere, RJ.
Yep, I think we're gonna get a mic.
Folks, get ready to turn up the volume here for our ATR feeder.
Cross runway 40, you can stay with me, just follow that ATR and drive to catch up. 75-3, Minneapolis, the Metro exit prior to you, cross runway 30 left, Mike and Tango.
30 left, Mike Tango left.
They have come in from Duluth. 46 minutes.
2749, wind 310, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, from takeoff.
Takeoff 30 left, runway heading, Delta 2749.
Delta 2243, now turn 30 left, on a foot.
Line up away, Delta 2749.
29 tower 26.7, the rest of the flight, see ya. 5253 tower 26.7, see ya.
Just listen to that sound, RJ. That is music to the ears of aviation enthusiasts everywhere, including myself.
You know it's a prop.
And the ATR is my favorite sounding turboprop out of all of them, basically, that I've heard.
All right. Here comes Delta 2749 headed to Austin at the former Northwest 8319 registration N347 NB.
Takeoff. Runway 30 left, takeoff.
Delta 2749, show up heading 260, contact departure, good day. 260 heading to departure, good day, Delta 2749.
Matt Grizzly says red eyes to Europe almost worse than flight to Asia. Yeah, I've done a few transatlantics to Europe. I can relate. Here comes Delta 2243 and A321 headed to Las Vegas. And the next departure, they're going to get even a bigger cheer now because this is going to be our delayed departure to Denver, flight 2931. Finally.
Delta 2243, contact departure.
2243, switch to taking.
Delta 162 Heavy, turn right heading 360, runway 30 left, script takeoff.
360, clear to go 30 left on 162 Heavy.
Keep the tower, American 72, 30 left. 30 left, clear land. 30 left, clear land, American 1672.
Heavy, taxi.
290 heavy, 30 left, taxi via Delta, NL.
2929, FSR, concentrate turbulence for the departing heavy bus, traffic 8 miles per hour, runway 30 left.
Dang it, I forgot it again.
30 left, Delta 2929.
Delta 2931, turn left heading 260, contact
So we have
departure.
another A330 departure in the later evenings now. This is Delta 298 Heavy off to Rome, Italy.
And on the roll is 162 Heavy. A330-300 headed to Amsterdam. 804 Northwest. On the move.
Delta 162 Heavy, contact departure, good night.
Good night, Delta 162 Heavy.
Look at that turn, RJ, that they made after liftoff. To the right. So there's our Rome Express. So this particular A330-300 was ordered by Northwest Airlines, but it was not delivered in time before the 2008 merger of Northwest and Delta. It was delivered by Delta, but they kept the Northwest, or November Whiskey, registration suffix convention for the remaining A330-300s on order. And the A330-300s, they're the backbone of the long-haul fleet here in and out of Minneapolis, St. Paul. And the A350s are starting to share significantly more of that responsibility as well.
You're under 2.5-inch trail at
Here's a McDonnell Douglas MD-95 Boeing 717 departing off 30 left.
So Jeff in Mess 1, you were asking again for the flight number for the A350 to Detroit. That is flight
2929, 260, contact port.
number 1484. So 1484.
We also have an arrival from Detroit, Michigan with the A350-900 as well. So if you wanted more from the departure, you're going to get some more A350 here, but that'll be towards the end of our show here tonight. American Airlines 1672 from the city of brotherly love in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That flight about to touch down now on runway 30 left. And it's with an Airbus.
$1672, turn right at Delta, contact ground point 9, have a good night. Delta, do the same, American 1672.
So RJ, speaking of flights to Philadelphia, Sun Country also flies to PHL. But can you guess what the flight number is?
Delta, the gate will see you. Delta, good night, American 1672.
Can I cheat?
You know what? Whatever. Go ahead.
So I need to look up a departure.
2683 is the June Al, and American Towers on 267. The rest of the flight. We'll see.
Is it still coming this evening?
2683,
So there's a pretty unique flight number for the Sun Country service that competes with American to Philadelphia. The flight number is, and this is so appropriate, 1776 is that flight number.
Okay. Yeah, it sure is.
253, ma'am, start. These are off on our plate.
We got another Bemidji bird about to touch down on runway 30 left.
Tower Delta 1303 heavy with you on final for 30 left. Delta 1303 heavy, Minneapolis, start. Crossway turbulence, heavy Airbus will hold in position. Winds 310 at 10, gust 19, runway 30 left, clear to land. Clear to land, 30 left.
Yeah, the winds have died down.
Quite considerably, too. And it looks like Delta 1303 heavy from Detroit. Scheduled to arrive at around 8:39 p.m. Central Daylight Time is now on final approach. As of this particular moment, at 8:12 p.m. Central Daylight Time here to Minneapolis, St. Paul. They are early tonight.
Oh, yeah, there they are. I have found them on flight radar. So we could have a departure followed by an arrival or vice versa. Big sexy.
Yeah, that's our nickname for the A350. The more common nickname for the A350 is Trash Panda.
Just rotating off of runway 30 left is Endeavour Air Flight 5253 to Des Moines.
left turn now heading 260, contact departure.
departure. Across the Atlantic.
Delta 298 now lined up with runway 30 left for departure. And we'll get a quick glimpse at the Bemidji Aviation twin prop.
Delta 298 heavy, winds 310 at 7, gust 19er, turn right heading 360, runway 30 left, takeoff.
360 at the end, 30 left, cleared forward, takeoff, Delta 298 heavy.
445 Hotel, Minneapolis Tower, traffic 2 mile final is a heavy Airbus, caution wake turbulence, traffic holds in position, winds 310 at 7, gust 19er, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Down 30 left for 445 Hotel.
Right, and now departing off 30 left, the Rome Express. Delta 298 heavy with a 330-300.
Plus 1303 heavy, you're clear to land.
Delta 1303 heavy, affirmative, runway 30 left, clear to land, they're rolling now.
Clear to land, Delta 1303 heavy.
Got to swing around really quick to catch the A350 arriving just behind our Rome departure.
Air 5527, tower traffic 5 mile final, Gulfstream, runway 30 left. Water point.
30 left,
Delta 298 heavy, contact departure, have a good night.
Good night, Delta 298 heavy.
About 30 left.
Delta 26 Minneapolis Tower, traffic 5 mile final, Gulfstream, traffic may hold in position, winds 310 at 7, runway 30 left, clear to land.
30 left, clear to land, Delta 2612, going to Charlie 1 at altitude.
Check one thing. Delta 3 heavy, turn right at Charlie if you can do it, contact ground point 9, otherwise no delay to runway 4.
Okay, we can't make Charlie for Delta 1303 heavy.
Can you do 4?
We'll do 4 for Delta 1303 heavy.
Thanks, right turn 4, right turn alpha, ground point 9, see ya.
And I'm 4 right on Alpha, ground point 9, Delta 1303 heavy.
Air 5527, crossroad turbulence for the previous departure, heavy Airbus, winds 310 at 7, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Fly runway heading 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Minneapolis ground, where are you parking?
Golf 4, Delta 1303.
Delta 1303 heavy, taxi Alpha.
Actually, Alpha, Delta 1303.
Show us for 233, runway 3 for right, taxi via Papa. So 1435 minutes ground, push approved.
Approved for Delta 1435.
1435 to me 30 right tonight.
30 right, Delta 1435, thank you.
Never Air Flight 5527 headed to Knoxville. CRJ 900 LR.
Minneapolis Tower, jet speed 4 with you, 8 mile final, 30 left.
Air 5527, turn left heading 260, contact departure, see ya.
260 departure, Air 5527.
Jet speed 24 Minneapolis Tower, 3.5 miles in trail the 737, winds 310 at 7, runway 30 left, go to land.
Clear to land, runway 30 left, jet speed 24.
Happy clear to start, thank you. Delta 1144, ready for taxi.
1144, 30 left, taxi via Alpha.
30 left to Alpha Delta 1144.
Number 45 Hotel, turn left at Whiskey 7, taxi 2 signature via Whiskey with me too.
Whiskey 7, Whiskey with 40, that was normal, thanks.
Sourdough 2620, established a visual 30 left.
2620 Minneapolis, start 4.5 in trail of the Legacy, wind 310 at 7, runway 30 left. Go to land.
Go to land 30 left, so 2620.
So do we have the ability to find out what departure gates are at which, departure flights are at which gates?
FlightAware, I know, shows that information.
As I'm checking back in on our Tampa departure, 2385. It's still listed at 8:35. Because I was curious, because if we knew what gate they were at, it would give us an idea which runway they might go out off of.
Delta 2612, turn right, runway 4, ground point 9, have a good night.
Right turn on 4, ground point 9, Delta 2612, good night. Ground Delta 2612 on board for Charlie 1.
2612 minutes ground, taxi via 4 Papa.
4 Papa to the gate on 2612.
Delta 26 truck, hold in position.
Thanks.
About a north side departure there with an Embraer 175LR. It's off to Washington Dulles.
Delta 2683, company 73's radar to 4 mile funnel, gonna need you ready to roll, runway 30 left. Line up away.
Line up away, we'll be ready, Delta 2683.
Got another BizJet gliding down to make contact with runway 30 left for arrival.
Between 2918, let's go push right. 5 straight in with me, thanks. 2. You're on ground. 00 at 7, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
So there we go. We got a few arrivals that have lined up for 30 left.
4 in travel 73, winds 300 at 7, runway 30 left, go to land.
Go to land, 30 left, Delta 26. Okay, 3, just want to confirm runway heading.
Runway heading.
All right, next up we got a Delta A220 departing for Houston, Texas, off 30 left.
Ground 2963 is on 22, going to Fox 2.
2963 minutes ground, taxi via Q2, Hotel Bravo. 83 23, nice job on the roll. Turn left heading 260, contact departure to you.
260, contact departure Delta 2683, connect.
So, RJ, you are figuring out where my friend is going to be departing from.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig into that, and I'm having trouble, I think, finding it because we're past the original scheduled departure time. And I may not be searching correctly, but
have a good day.
Over ground, 2620.
what I did see pop up is that the same flight for tomorrow has a G concourse departure.
2885,
For tomorrow,
2 mile final,
so-
traffic hold in position. Wind 3007, runway 30 left.
He could be on a G concourse departures. I know sometimes, flights don't always depart
Right.
from the same gate. They don't always arrive at the same gate, but
Then go to the gate box 8, Delta 2220.
Delta 2620, actually your gate's full, so turn left on Alpha, cross runway 4, and pull in the spot 7 of the de-ice pad.
Sweet. Left on Alpha, cross 4, and then spot 7 of the DS, Delta 2620. We're going to go figure out what the heck happened.
Roger, yep, so let me know when you know.
What's going on here?
what the yeah, there's some interesting exchange. What the heck happened? Let me know when you know.
Ground Delta 2918, taxi.
2918, right 30 feet, Delta Papa.
Papa to 30 right, Delta 2918.
There's never a dull moment here, even if it looks dead.
Delta 1144, Minneapolis Tower, traffic on a 5 mile final, runway 30 left. Line up away.
Runway 30 left, line of 48, Delta 1144. Mike 6, cross 2 and give way to the bus back to the zone.
Well, in the meantime, this is Delta Flight 2546 arriving from Raleigh-Durham, an A319, former Northwest aircraft, registration N371NB. 2 hour and 13-minute flight.
Delta 2540, turn right, contact ground
Airport
49.
code
Have a
for
good night.
Raleigh-Durham is
Good night, Delta
RDU.
2546.
Yeah, tower, Delta 94, 30 left.
Delta 2594, Minneapolis Tower, wind 3007, runway 30 left, for land.
30 left, clear to land, Delta 2594.
Delta 1144, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff, Delta 1144.
Approve 30 left, Delta 2385. Delta 1546, I said where you're headed.
So, yeah, the
2546, Delta Papa, and
the
just
recent
pass line
transmissions that
bus
we've heard on
at
ATC
Charlie
could
6, they're going
involve
to Fox 13.
this flight because it is Delta 2620 that has just landed from
49
Pittsburgh.
right, taxi via Papa.
And they're over on the
2546, not
12
too late.
right,
Make the left turn,
de-ice pad
Bravo,
right in front of the
Charlie
tower.
Papa. It looks like
From our
they're not going to
vantage
be going
point.
into the gate right away.
Bravo, Charlie, Papa, Delta.
So they could be waiting for a gate. So here comes Delta 1144 headed to Nashville.
Further left, now heading 260, contact departure to you.
Heading 260, good night, Delta 1144.
Well, it looks like my friend has pushed back from Concourse G. Their transponder is on. Delta 2385 is now online.
There they are.
The aircraft that'll be taking him to Tampa, Florida tonight. A 7-year-old A321-200, registration November 350, Delta November.
Well, I figured it out a little bit.
2885, right, contact ground point 9. Have a good night.
Do the same, right, ground point 9, Delta 2885.
And there they are off in the distance. There's my friend going off to Florida.
2703, ground push approved, and 30 left.
Minneapolis ground Delta 2885 on the ground for Charlie 11.
2885, most ground takes the Tampa. For all, from 30 left, taxi mic and tango. Have a good night.
Do we got any departures on the way, RJ, on 30 left?
We'll take a look. At the moment, we currently don't have anybody down there. At the end, we do have some.
Okay.
Of course, the lighting is starting to take effect with all the lighting here on the ground at the airport. We can see the arrival aircraft because of their lighting. Because it is 8:30 here in the Twin Cities. The sun is still up. It has not set, but it's kind of getting to that point in time in the
Holy
evening.
cow, we're going to get a gorgeous sunset tonight. We're
Yes.
going to swing over here in just a minute. So thanks for
That's
providing
fine.
the sit rep on the
3008,
departure situation for 30 left, RJ, because I was going to try and squeeze in a spotter guide, but I didn't want to start doing it, and then something takes off, and I'm like, dang it. All right, we're going to get to a spotter guide on the A321-200. Presented in part by our friends over at DG Pilot. They are a workhorse for Delta. They are common here. You see them left, you see them right. You see them everywhere, and they are such a great aircraft to fly on. I love the Delta 321. So fun to spot and to fly on, too. 2,500 miles and change of range that it can exercise on any particular route for Delta. It's powered by a pair of CFM56 engines. And they are 146 feet long, right on the nose. It's one of the larger narrow bodies that you will see here depart and arrive at MSP Airport for Delta. And I refer to them as Delta's Cadillac. The 321-200 is the backbone of Delta's domestic services. And even some of their international ones here in and out of the Twin Cities. Same with their 737 900ERs. But the 321s, a little more common in numbers across Delta's fleet. And if Northwest Airlines was still around, RJ, you want to bet that Northwest would have ordered them if Northwest Airlines was still around?
Oh, yeah. Well, they flew Airbus. They were the, if you want to really have some fun and go out and see an A330, an A319, a 20, A320, a 75. When those aircraft were originally entered into service and ordered, they were ordered by Northwest. So they originally were a red tail, with the exception of those that were ordered that didn't go into service before the merge. So when they finally entered service, they had a Delta paint job on them.
It was a pretty big time for aviation enthusiasts, those in the airline industry around here, and even just the general public. Everybody knew about Northwest. Whether you were into airplanes or not, if you're from the Twin Cities area, back when Northwest was around, oh yeah, you could see the red tail coming from a mile around. And to many people that were traveling abroad, that were away from our great state that lived here, they saw that red tail, and first thing that comes to mind was home.
Yep. As I say, red tails forever, red tails for life.
Hey, op 674.
What's on tower?
It ran in our family.
As it should.
2692, minute up here on push cruise.
Northwest Airlines, a lot of their company practices, their
4279.
painstaking attention to safety and fleet maintenance and strategy.
You got wheels up, time better, 49, runway 30
All these different factors
Delta Whiskey.
that made Northwest such a good airline. All their positive character traits, and there were so many of them. Delta inherited all that in the merger in 2008.
Yeah, it was really sad to see the red tails disappear, but in a way they're still out there flying because we recognize them here during the stream, and of course I literally really do give them a salute. We mention it, but I literally stand here and do it.
Here we go. We got some more arrivals coming in on 30 left.
Delta 2062 from San Antonio.
Alpha.
A220.
30 left, Quebec, Charlie, Alpha, Skywest 3723.
Turn right, contact ground point 9, good day.
Right, turn ground point 9, Delta 2062. Hello, Delta 1280, it's Narco for 30 left.
Delta 1280, man, start traffic 2 miles an hour, traffic may hold in position, winds 3008, runway 30 left, clear line.
Clear land 30 left, Delta 1280.
Well, it looks like there'll be maybe 1 or 2 more arrivals before my friend gets out of here for Tampa.
Yeah, we've got a Delta Flight 365 on short final coming in from Cincinnati. It's another A220, so that's at least going to be one arrival that's going to hold them up. Oh, yeah.
We got to get a glimpse of this before the sun goes down.
Tower, Skywest 35, 7, visual 12, visual 30 left.
Delta 2385, man, start traffic 4 mile final, need you ready to go, runway 30 left, on point.
That's away, we're ready, Delta 2385.
Got 3527, man, start 5 behind an Airbus, traffic holds in position, runway 30 left, clear land, wind 300 at 8.
30 left, clear land, Skywest 3527.
How's that for a sunset? It's a smoky one.
$365, nicely done. Turn right at Alpha 7, contact ground point 90.
Alpha 7 and contact ground Delta 365, please.
Go 3723 around the
All right, looks like we're going to get our Tampa departure to go before the next arrival.
Clear for takeoff.
So,
All right, runway heading, let's take runway 30 left.
albeit running a little bit behind schedule tonight, but they'll make up for some of that time in the air while en route. It's going to be Delta 2385 headed to Tampa and A321, the airport that I called home
365, Roger.
for flying
Via
for 39 years.
Runway 4, Papa.
And Southwest just has to flamboyantly get in the way.
4 on the visual approach, 30 left.
Delta 2264, man, tower winds 300 at 8, runway 30 left, clear land.
Clear land, man, 30
Well, they're coming. They're on the move. There they are. Have a great trip down to Tampa.
Delta 2703, Minneapolis tower, traffic ground final final, be ready, runway 30 left, line of boy.
30 left, line away, Delta 2703.
So yeah, I've seen the question posted here, and I definitely wanted to get back to answering this. Jeff and Mass 1, and I see, well, one of our moderators kind of answered some of that question already for me. So both my parents were with Northwest. My dad flew for 31 years. He was a jack of all trades. He flew multiple different aircraft. And unfortunately had a health event which put an end to his flying. During the time that he flew, I know that he flew the 707, the 727. He was in one of the first, or the first class of pilots to train to fly the DC-10s when Northwest started to take delivery. He moved up to the 747-1 and 200s. He totally loved it. I mean, it was his life, and he could never get enough of it. So, of course, when he wasn't flying the line, as we would say, he was working out here at the airport in the training department. Going through our photo albums, I have found a couple of interesting pictures with information on the back, and I can share that somewhere between the age of 27 and 30, he was wearing 4 stripes and was a captain for Northwest. So, and to add a little more to that, my uncle flew also. He's the one that helped get my dad into flying, and also hired by Northwest. So, two Captain Beans that flew for Northwest for a number of years, both my uncle and my dad. So I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit more. Certainly proud to share it because this was his airport. These were his runways. And why I say red tails forever, red tails for life.
We're on visual 30 left.
1051, Minneapolis, runway 30 left, clear to land, wind 3007.
Clear to land 30 left, Delta 1051. Wait a second. 2035.
Oh, so Alex, we just had somebody post by Anthony Teal, my flight Delta 2159 coming 30 left, now on the downwind. So could we have somebody currently watching somewhere, somehow on their flight coming in?
Flight 2159 from San Francisco.
Okay.
I think that's it here.
429, map ground push through 30 left if you'd like it.
Let me just go and double check the comments here, but yeah, we'll certainly make an effort to squeeze in a few more departures here towards the end of our broadcast. It's getting to be that time.
Left turn Alpha, ground point 92.
The sun has disappeared behind the haze and the tree line on the horizon. So the sun has pretty much all, for the most part, set at MSP, so we won't be on the air for too much longer.
I found him.
2159. You'll have to give me a heads up, RJ.
They're 6 minutes out.
27-minute ground taxi, suburb Bravo Delta Papa to the gate.
Bravo Delta Papa to the gate, Skywest 3527. Ground Delta 2131, ready to taxi, information on call.
131 or 30 right, taxi Papa, join Papa behind the 220 at the tail.
Papa behind, 220 at the tail to 30 right, so 2131.
Del 365, give way to the 220 off the gate, that's the push out of your gate. For 69 or 30 right, taxi via Papa, join Papa behind the second 220. For 289, runway 30 right, taxi via Papa, join Papa behind the CRJ Bravo 2.
Alright, 30 right, Papa. Kind of visual 30 left.
Delta 2264, turn right, contact ground point 9, good night.
Turning right, and decimal 19er, Delta 2216.
Delta 1042, minutes start, up 2 mile final, traffic holds in position, wind 2906, runway 30 left, clear to land.
Okay, clear to land 30 left, Delta 1042.
CVO whiskey.
Ground Delta 264, Victor for Golf.
2 Minneapolis Tower, wind 290 at 6, turn right, heading 340, runway 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Front of the gate, Delta 72.
The 2131, RJ gives way to you.
Also want to give a big shout out to our managing producer, Michael Larson, who is our
3541.
moderator in charge tonight, also our master controller, assisting us and all of you guys in the chat remotely from upstate. Big shout out to Michael Larson. Does a lot for the channel behind the scenes, and it's one of those things that goes unnoticed, unless if we mention it anyway, but I believe that it is worth mentioning. So big thank you to Michael Larson. I'm wondering if we should put him on the crew credits. As our master controller, RJ, what do you think?
Absolutely.
All right, then.
2309, MSP approved, runway 30 left.
Oh, and I have to share this too. Thanks for the comment. NWA Chuck Northwest is in my blood too. It runs thick.
Delta 1051, turn right.
Yeah.
To ground point 92.
Right point 9.
I'll second that.
51.
And I know I was sharing the information about my father. My mom was a stewardess back in the days in the time frame of the Strata Cruisers.
Charlie, gate, Fox 10.
Fortunately, back
Fly
then,
remaining, remain 30 left, for takeoff.
with my
Fox 10.
parents dating
Delta
for many
1051,
years,
Roger,
then they
six,
decided to get
Sharpie,
married. My mom retired because
Bravo.
back then you
Further
both
right,
could
heading
not fly.
360 now, contact departure. See ya.
Although my mom told me there were people that got away with
Bravo,
it, but
short of the
I've also
bush.
heard stories of how people
Into gate 180,
also got
Delta
caught.
1051.
So,
429, runway 30 left,
So,
taxi via Delta Whiskey.
30 left.
Delta 2159, may have started
and of
2 miles
course,
on
you know, neither one of them are no longer with us anymore, unfortunately, but I have been blessed and fortunate to still have some things
Taxi Bravo, short of
from
runway
their
22.
time
Bravo
being
short
with
of
the
22,
airline,
Delta 2620.
including my dad's uniform cap, pair of his epaulets,
Delta 953.
my mom's halfway pins, some of their service pins. So I'll never let go of them.
31, wind 290 at 7, fly remain heading, remain 30 right, clear for takeoff.
We got a little guy taking off on 30 left there. We got a bizjet departure.
30 left if you like it.
Push proof 30 left, Metro 396.
This is Cessna Citation Latitude, a NetJets charter outbound to Boston Logan.
Taxi Sierra.
The 1469.
All right, and I'm still tracking our San Francisco arrival from the viewer that had posted 2159. They're now on final, about 2 minutes out.
Go 3723, Minneapolis, remain 30 left, on approach, traffic at the marker.
30 left, line up and wait, Travis 3723.
So we'll stick around and catch one of our live viewers arriving here on MSP Airport Live, and I think that we are going to call it a day.
Trading 340, contact departure, see ya.
Now, as much as we'd like to stay out here and continue spotting with you,
Contact ground point 9, good day.
Right, ground point 9, Delta 1042.
there's no spotting past sundown, and our cameras, our live feed also doesn't look too good
Ground Delta 1042, clearing.
when it's
30
completely
left
dark
and,
out.
Delta parking, Charlie 9.
1042, Metro ground taxi via Delta Papa.
Delta Papa, Delta.
Winds 290 at 7, fly remain heading, remain 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, the traffic going in and out starts to settle down too. The departures will stop for the evening and minimal arrivals.
1563, minutes ground push.
4969, may have star, remain 30 right, line up wait.
Cover 5085, minutes push approved, runway 30 right.
Push through, 30 right.
Got 3541, turn left, contact point 9,
So
see
this
ya.
is SkyWest 3723 headed to Memphis and Embraer 175 LR.
Got 3743, telephone 260, contact departure, good day.
Heading 260 and departure status 226.
Got 4969, turn right, heading 340, remain 30 right, clear for takeoff.
Taxi Papa.
Taxi Papa, Sky 3541.
We got a 757.
Right, line up,
That's Going to depart here soon for Atlanta.
And then our San Francisco arrival is now on short final. Coming over the river. Once again, Delta 2159, a 73-9ER coming in from San Francisco. It's been a 3-hour and 20-minute flight.
There it is.
Yep, so the viewer that posted
Southwest 42,
this arrival,
traffic to fast, 6
here
mile
you
final,
go.
be ready to go. Runway 30 left, line for it.
30 left, line for Wade, Southwest 4279.
Got 4289, flighting 320, runway 30 right, curve takeoff. Got 4934, may have runway 30, on a point. Driver 4969, 340 on your heading, contact Park Seal. Let me tango Minneapolis, welcome back, traffic in position, runway 30 left, clear to land, wind 2907.
Clear to land, 30 bucks.
2159, turn right, Mike, ground, point 9, see ya.
Mike, point 9, Delta 1259.
2620, cross runway 4C, Bravo to the gate.
Cross runway 22 and 4 to the gate, Delta 2220.
Heading 340, runway 30 right, curve takeoff.
51. 1259, exiting Mike for Charlie 5.
2279, fly runway heading, runway 30 left, curve takeoff.
Bravo heading 30 left, let's take up. Delta 4279.
Got 4289, contact Park Seal.
Ground Sun Country 390.
Quebec, that's segment 7 Central, balance 03550 from Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, Lake Michigan. Thunderstorms, more information from available flight service.
Now Delta 1563 taxi.
Delta 1563, runway
721, may have target evening, runway 30 right, clear to land, wind 2906.
Southwest 279 headed to Denver. This is 3-8. They
4279.
have also been delayed due to everything going on out in Denver. They originally had a 7:40 p.m. local time departure. So
contact Park, good night.
they're what, over an hour delayed here on the ground heading out, so hopefully everything will settle down out there.
I'm hoping to catch one more departure here, and that's Delta 1032 off to Hotlanta.
Oh.
Nickname for the world's busiest airport. It's Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International, the Citadel for Delta Airlines. It's our home base.
There it is.
1032, Minneapolis, traffic, about a 10-mile funnel, runway 30 left.
So is it,
Line of boy.
Matt Otto, love the stream. What do you think about, I'm thinking high schools like Minnetonka offering aviation courses to train high school students who want to be pilots. Hey, why not? Nothing, never too early to start building up your hours. Keep a logbook.
taxi.
There's also a really cool learning experience, too. It's called ACE Camp for high school students.
Oh, they'll be coming to visit the History Center. They're on our schedule.
Nice.
Oh, we're actually not able to get
And those kids, when they come, I've been there to help. They're serious into their interest into aviation.
280, 30 left, let's take off Delta 1032.
Spring City South, caution wake turbulence.
Oh,
departing 75,
Anthony Teal, I'm on right side of the airplane. Thanks for the shot. You're very welcome. Glad to carry your arrival here into MSP.
Left signature.
Yep, we're over here at the viewing area.
Thank you for the heads up. Always a pleasure. It's not too often that we get that opportunity, and thanks for giving us a scoop in time. All right. Final catch of the night is our 757-200 off to ATL.
Think 340, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff.
Heading 260, contact Spartan 2.
260 on the heading, roll to parking, note 1030.
Stop 1469 miles, start, tug 5 miles, final, runway 30 left, lock way.
30 left, line up, Hawaii, Delta 14.
Man, did they get up or what? Holy cow.
Wow, yeah, you had the camera tilted at a pretty good angle there to catch that.
Delta's Little Rocket, 757.
Yep, why she's nicknamed the
85
a rocket ship and the flying pencil.
Side, runway 30 right, line up way. $1469, turn left heading 280, runway 30 left, clear for takeoff.
Left heading.
There's the skyline of downtown Minneapolis all lit up for the night scene here on this Friday night.
Thanks, Spring City 12-3, contact Spartan
Tallest
2.
building in the state, the IDS Tower, off to the left of that triplet of 3 tall skyscrapers ascending into the sky.
Yeah, 751 MEP ground taxi via go Charlie, short of Charlie 6. There's one pushing that way. And what gate are you headed to?
Charlie 6, Bruno, echo.
So as we wind down from Minneapolis St. Paul International tonight, we want to take the time to let you know that our broadcasts of live aviation and plane spotting are supported proudly by our wonderful friends over at DG Pilot. Purveyor of gifts for the aviation and travel enthusiasts. Visit them online 24/7 at dgpilot.com. As we'll have an interrupting A319. Give us a minute.
Short runway 3.
Yeah, they have the right of way.
There's something for everybody at DG Pilot. If you're a model collector like I am, they're the #1 go-to place to get your Gemini jets, NG models, and more manufacturer pre-orders, existing in-stock models. They got a really good selection in all the common scales or sizes. They've got a wide variety of Minnesota-made local goods that you should check out as well. In addition, they've got some swanky travel gear for your next adventure and travel guides to back it up, too. And again, for more information, visit them online at dgpilot.com. Big thank you to Donnie Gardner and friends for supporting MSP Airport Live. And we also want to extend a huge shout out and thank you to our next sponsor, Jet Set Shirts. Thank you, Eric, for supporting live aviation from the Twin Cities at its finest with some mighty fine aviation and travel-inspired apparel. If you're a jet setter, if you're an aviation enthusiast, and you want to express your interest and your passion for all things aviation and travel, get a pair of Jet Set tees. They got some really cool designs, actually. I'm not going to lie. The MDDC t-shirt, this is one of my favorites. They've got a Flex like a 787 t-shirt with the Boeing Dreamliner on there. They've got a Trash Panda t-shirt. They have some new t-shirts out, by the way, too. You should go check out. And they've got Antonov 225 apparel as well. So if you're a fan of the once largest jet in the world, the now deceased mighty Ukrainian Antonov 225, go get yourself some 225 merch over at Jet Set Shirts. There's a lot of fun apparel, and you may or may not see some MSP Airport Live exclusives on there too within the coming months. So give Jet Set Shirts a look at jetsetshirts.com. The Jet Set Life. Why not wear it? Jet Set Shirts. So, RJ, as we kind of wrap things up here from Minneapolis St. Paul International tonight, big moment that stuck out for you during our short but very action-packed broadcast tonight?
Being able to carry the arrival of our viewer live.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one as well.
Yep, Anthony Teal. I think that might have been a first.
It certainly was.
You can expect it. Push through.
330 left, Delta 29.
Heading 260, contact Sparksville. Okay.
So I know for me, my favorite moment tonight, either the A350 departure or what you just mentioned, RJ, catching our viewer arriving on runway 30 left. That was pretty special. So
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever, or at least in the time that I've been helping out, if we've carried a...
Taxi Lima 5 vehicle.
we have, but it's not been
Hold
very
short
common.
runway
So
30 left.
hey, huge thank you.
429 traffic is holding in position. Cross runway 30 left at Delta. Exit left wrong,
There's that pause again for the departing flight in the background. I was going to say, big thank you to Anthony Teal, who was aboard a flight from San Francisco, Delta 2159, that touched down on our broadcast. Appreciate the heads up that we were able to catch you live, arriving on the broadcast. Also being able to catch my friend Nick.
Yeah, we
Go
did.
visit family down in Florida with his flight down there. Getting to see that depart was also quite special too.
So
So
we had a double dip, an arrival and a departure for people that are following the stream that were on board, either an arrival.
yeah, or that we
flight.
know.
Yes.
How special is that?
Yeah, 721.
Well, as
yeah,
much
your
as we
gate's,
would like to
on
broadcast
Saturday.
some
There's a
more,
220 there, it looks like.
there's not a lot of available light left, and we got to call it a day. But Sunday is looking on the up and up for the next edition of MSP Airport Live, and we'll be back with our full show.
You might want to give the company
If we're
a couple
going
of
live
stickers.
on
Mark
Sunday,
Lewis at
should
5.
expect
So if you wanna
around
give
a
them a call, maybe
3
you are gonna
p.m.
get
Central Daylight Time broadcast start, and we'll be going all the way to sundown. Should be a busy Sunday, as the weekends typically are, and in particular on Sundays. So for my co-host RJ Bean and our master controller Michael Larson, I'm Alex Redding saying goodnight from Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. We'll see you in the next MSP Airport Live episode, and until then, everybody, take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Welcome to DG Pilot Aviation Collectibles and More and our St. Paul showroom and warehouse. From the time your order is placed until it is delivered to you, our number one goal is to provide you with the best customer service experience. That's why we're excited to take you behind the scenes today at our warehouse to provide you an up-close perspective of our model aircraft delivery experience. Our first step in the model aircraft delivery process takes place after your order is received. Our model aircraft delivery specialist will conduct a detailed inspection of your model for quality control to ensure we provide you with the highest quality products. Each specialist begins the inspection by removing the model from the box and performing a visual inspection of the model, checking features such as the wings, landing gear, and antenna, as well as the overall model for defects. After the inspection is complete, your model is reboxed and then prepared for packing. Each model is then bubble wrapped to provide an extra cushion to prevent any damage during shipping. After the bubble wrap process is complete, the model is then boxed for shipping. Our specialist then reconfirms your model is ready for shipping, attaches a shipping label, and then your model is sent out for delivery. We hope that you'll consider DG Pilot Aviation Collectibles for your model aircraft collecting needs. You can order products online at dgpilot.com or visit our St. Paul showroom, where we have hundreds of model aircraft to choose from. From all of us at DG Pilot, thank you for your continued business, loyalty, and support, and happy collecting.